We do like trading double of that in derivatives, yeah, just to give you all a figure of what we deal with. Before joining trading, I was actually an engineer. I was in the refinery in Bukom Island, and I worked there for about like 3.5 years before deciding to join trading. Yeah, so I'm done. So I guess it's better that you all ask me questions and I answer.
What's your position at NTU in Shell?
I was actually doing, I think many of you may be aware of this, inspection engineer. Yeah, so actually when I was there in Shell as inspection engineer, we have about one or two of my friends from my batch who also joined us in Shell. And I think in ExxonMobil we have about 4 to 5 graduates doing inspection. Yeah, so I think if you're looking for a job as an inspection engineer, the oil majors are very happy to welcome you. Yeah, at least you can start off with that first, because my stint in trading is my 3rd role so far. I start work at about 9:30 to 10, some 10:30, and I end work around, currently I'm in good shape, I end work around 7. But occasionally I hear that we can end at maybe 2 or 3 a.m. But it's an occasional thing, it depends on the market, because basically we do trading and we look at the market, and the market starts getting active around 4 p.m. So before that we are pretty free and easy. We have a reasonable lunch, sometimes 2 hours if you're meeting customers outside. Otherwise, well, normal like 1.5 hours. I quite like my life in trading because it's very dynamic. Every day the market is different. You hear different news that will impact the market. You learn how to study market trends. Yeah, so it's very interesting to me, at least. I mean, and so far, before deciding to switch to trading, I actually did an interview with a few traders, and one common answer they always give when they ask why do they stay on in trading. A lot of them have been there for like 14, 15 years, and why they stay on in trading is because there's this adrenaline rush from working in trading. It's something, it keeps you going back day after day. Because you know you never ever see or face the same thing. Of course, some of them do change jobs. The turnover rate in Shell is pretty high, because a lot of the traders, after working in Shell trading, probably they move on to banks, because banks pay a lot more, a bit more I guess, but enough to make a difference. Yeah. But so far life is looking pretty good. A bit stressful, I think, because there is a so-called steep learning curve. I was an engineer for a few years, so suddenly I'm thrown into an environment where I basically have no knowledge of the finance. I'm not really a financially savvy person, so I really have a steep learning curve to climb. But I think it should not be a problem for anyone, because if you feel that you want to do something, I don't think that there should be any problem. Yeah, and actually most of the traders in Shell are actually engineers by their background. In fact, in trading itself, I have two MSE seniors working there before me. So I guess being an engineer shouldn't hamper any of your aspirations if you are looking at the commercial kind of work. Yes?
What cognitive issue connect you with the material science and the engineering besides
Actually, when I first initially decided to do material science and engineering, it was really to be like a materials engineer. I wanted to do like research. I thought it was very cool. But after a while, I guess I'm not built for research, because I like to see results and I like to see something really happening, and I like to see the money that comes. So probably not such a good idea, and I like to tinker with things. So for my engineering work, I like going on site, looking at things, being able to tinker with stuff. And for trading, I like something that moves, a dynamic environment, I guess. Yes?
Right, there's really limited vacancy in Shell. Right? How do you pass through all the interviews? What is the interview?
Actually, it's not difficult. I guess it's all about something called presentation, which the people before me have talked about. I guess sometimes when you go for an interview, you're really nervous, and actually being nervous is what caused you the interview. Once you stutter or you appear that you're not confident, people don't hire you. I guess you must always project a brave front. Try to be brave. Even when you're very scared, sound confident. And just let the interview take care of itself. I guess the important thing is being confident. Because I don't feel I have particularly any very outstanding attributes, except for being able to stay confident under difficult situations. Because you know, sometimes when you go for interviews, people just like to intimidate you. They may ask you questions like, they look at you very mean and they ask you, so what makes you think you're suitable for the job? Sometimes they just want to like test your response. It's not necessarily they want a good answer. They just want to test the response. So stay calm, stay cool. Then you should be alright. Because I mean, in my interview with for my training interview, I was actually put through quite a grueling interview, and I guess the only thing that got me through was staying calm. Even when you're at a loss, maybe you can say things like, if you're already tongue-tied, you can say things like, can I have some time to think about it? It's better than keeping quiet and looking panicky. Any more questions?
Can I know the competencies that you think that will make you stand out in this industry? Yeah.
In engineering or in trading?
In trading.
I guess you need to be able to work hard. One thing about trading that I was talking to my husband about, by the way, my husband is here. He's also from Shell. He's an engineer and still an engineer. One thing is you must be able to work under pressure, it was mentioned earlier, and you must be able to work hard, and sometimes people may be very harsh. It's an environment where people don't have time to help you, so you must know how to help yourself. The basic things, it sounds easy, but it's not easy. I've seen people crack under pressure. So the important thing, and sometimes if you don't know anything, like for me, I don't really have a good foundation, just show that you are prepared to work hard and make sure you jolly well work hard. Yeah, that's all. It's not like rocket science. At least I think so.
Right, do Shell have insider info that you buy and sell at the correct price of the oil trading?
We do have something called anti-competitive law, which means that we cannot engage in price fixing, etc., etc. So to your question, no comment. But if you are interested in investing in something, well, I don't think you have that much money, but if you are interested in investing, maybe you all may consider to go long on gold. It's been doing pretty well actually. So yeah, just take a look when you are back at your dorms. Any more questions for Ms. Bernie?
Are there more engineers who become traders or traders who become engineers?
Actually, this is a very good question. I just want to tell you all something that is that every year many people join trading in the aspiration of being a trader, but sadly not many people make it. Very few people actually make it. So for me, I'm just saying, worst case scenario, if I don't make it as a risk marketer, I have a very strong engineering background. And I'm a good engineer, so I have no problem getting a job. I'm not worried about that. But I mean, obviously, if you come from a commercial background, very rarely they will think of being an engineer, because I think they are worried about getting your hands dirty and stuff like that. So they probably won't look there, and if you look there, it's probably more difficult for them, because a lot of them have commercial backgrounds. They don't have like basic engineering instinct, or maybe I put it logic. It really trains your thinking as an engineer, because even in trading, every day you deal with numbers. So if you have that basic logic, it's helpful.
So it's a good fallback profession.
Yeah, and it pays very well. Frankly, if you are a good engineer, you get paid really well. If you want to do like contract, I'm just saying, if ever any of you consider, because I worked as an inspector last time, I didn't do really well, but I know the contract inspectors can earn up to twice the amount I earn as an inspection engineer. So I'm just saying, if you all ever consider, yeah.
Is there anything that you don't like from inspection?
What I don't like? Actually, it's nothing I didn't really like. I was very comfortable. The work was not so tough. I think I can manage it pretty well. So, one thing I didn't like maybe is seeing how we make the money. I mean, as an engineer, we always implement a lot of measures about how to save money, how to keep costs low. But the sad thing is, in the end, we don't see the money pot. Yeah, but whereas if you join places like, let's say, trading, they have a target, like maybe for this year we make XX billion dollars, and we target for that, and so you really feel you are contributing to the bottom line. So yeah, what I don't like about being an engineer is I can't see how I contribute to the bottom line, at least directly. I can't say that money is mine. Yeah, something like that. Any more questions?
Okay, your company lose money before?
Yes, I have made my company lose money before actually. I mean, and that was when I was an engineer. See, my husband is nodding his head because he knows about the incident. When I was a junior engineer, I was doing an inspection for a boiler, and I decided to plug a tube, which I felt was pinning down very badly. Exercise my engineering judgment. But in the end, it turned out that that tube shouldn't be plugged, and the boiler actually had to shut down for 4 to 5 days, and that's about a bit more than some X number of $1 million lost. But fortunately for me was that when I made a mistake, I actually copied in my boss, and everybody was involved in that job. So sort of everybody agreed to do the thing together, so I wasn't really badly penalized. But yes, I have screwed up before, so yeah. Yes.
Is it very stressful for you to analyze the market since you're doing trading right now?
Yeah, I am quite stressed, and I have to catch up on the news that I haven't been catching up on so regularly. Like, because in trading, sometimes your customer will ask you, so what happened last night? What's the price of WTI or Brent today? How do you think, do you see that naphtha, will become cheaper? What do you think the markets are like? Which refinery is down? So they just ask random questions, but you have to be prepared to answer. So although news does not necessarily affect the market, but it's seen as an indicator. So people do ask these questions. And as for analyzing the market, I am still, I have to admit, very weak at that. I still have to put in some more effort. So yeah. Yes?
As an inspection engineer, what is the day-to-day job scope and what do you normally do?
Oh, that's a good question. In the refinery, I start work at 8 o'clock. Let's say a typical day starts with like maybe there's the equipment available for inspection at maybe 10 o'clock. So in the morning, I do some paperwork like writing reports for the equipment that I've inspected, or checking the schedules to make sure that I have no equipment that's overdue. And then I go to the equipment, I make sure that everything is prepared okay, I can enter the equipment, I go inside, climb inside the equipment, and inspect. Sometimes it's a column, sometimes it's a vessel. If I'm unlucky, it's a very tall column. And probably I'll take about, let's say, for a very tall column, I've inspected, the tallest column I've inspected was, what, 75 meters, so you have to climb all the way.